What's going on, guys? It's Gia here representing JiasWorld, and I have to do a video on this. President Donald J. Trump, or what I call him, 45, says transgender people will not be allowed in the military. He made this public via Twitter today, okay? President Trump abruptly announced a ban on transgender people serving in the military today, Wednesday, July 26, 2017, blindsiding his defense secretary and Republican congressional leaders with a snap decision that reversed a year-old policy reviled by social conservatives. Okay, Mr. Trump, aka 45, made the surprise declaration on Twitter, saying that American forces could not afford the tremendous medical costs and disruption of transgendered service members. He said he had consulted generals and military experts, but Jim Mattis, the defense secretary, was given only a day's notice about the decision. 45 elected to announce the ban in order to resolve a quietly brewing fight on Capitol Hill over whether taxpayer money should pay for gender transition and hormone therapy for transgendered service members, which had threatened to kill a $790 billion defense and security spending package scheduled for a vote this week. But rather than addressing the narrow issue, Mr. 45 opted to upend the entire policy on transgender service members, a move that few on Capitol Hill or at the Pentagon expected. 45 announced that decision with such haste that the White House could not answer basic inquiries about how it would be carried out, including what would happen to openly transgender people now serving on active duty. Of 8 defense officials interviewed, none could say. I'm going to let you read the rest of this article. I'll leave a link to it in the description box below. But once again, 45, Donald J. Trump, the ignorant buffoon who was elected the president of the United States, has went on a Twitter rampage. And once again, none of his top officials knew anything about his decision until he made a post about it on Twitter. And that's how life has become in the United States of America. First of all, this is discrimination. You cannot tell someone if they are fit for the job that they cannot perform the job because of their gender identity. That is discrimination. Okay? Discrimination. If you don't know what it means, go on Google, type in discrimination, and a bunch of definitions will pop up for you. This is absolutely ridiculous. You have transgendered men and women, transgendered people, non-gender conforming, and non-binary people who are willing to fight in the military, possibly die fighting for supposed rights and liberties, and you're going to deny them an opportunity? And then here's something that really ticked me off as I did more research on this. Apparently, we already spent $84 million on Viagra for service members. And then what really got me is Donald Trump is sitting up here talking about he wants to cut costs and he wants to make sure that he's trying to make it seem like he wants to make sure that transgendered individuals are well taken care of and they're not pushed into a situation that's detrimental to their health. Last time I checked, fighting in wars is detrimental to everybody's health because there is a big possibility that you will die in war. And if you do not die in war, there is another big possibility that you will come back physically disabled or mentally disabled. So if you really care about cutting the cost of military and salvaging people's health and lives, then you wouldn't be advocating for war to begin with. Once again, this president is just, he's a buffoon, he's ignorant, all right? And I'm going to read off what he said on Twitter. At Real Donald Trump, after consultation with my generals and military experts, please be advised that the United States government will not accept or allow transgendered individuals to serve in any capacity in the U.S. military. Our military must be focused on decisive and overwhelming. And that's what I'm going to leave. I mean, like I said, you guys can look more into this in the article. But this is absolutely discrimination. And I want to make it clear that this is discrimination, this is bigotry, this is closed-minded, this is transphobia, and this is wrong. Okay? This is wrong. And call me a social justice warrior, call me whatever, but this is absolutely wrong. And I will not sit around here and let it slide by. I will continue to stand up and speak out against these social injustices, discrimination, and oppression. Okay? Once again, 45, the buffoon, and his ignorance and his closed-mindedness. I am sick and tired of this bullcrap. Maybe next time around, whether it's local, state, or federal, whether it's this year or 2018 or 2020, people will get up off their behind.